Rabbits are a long-term commitment. Their lifespan is 8 to 12 years. It's really important that an adult is the primary caretaker. Rabbits make great pets for kids, but it's too much responsibility, so it needs to be a household pet. And you always want to take into consideration where your life might be like in 8 to 12 years, because your bud's still going to be a part of your family. Rabbits require at least a 4-foot by 4-foot space, and this is their home base. It gives them enough room to run around and explore. This is where we put them when we're not at home or when we're asleep. When we're home, they should have at least 2 or 3 hours of free roam time outside of their enclosure. Small cages sold at pet stores are not enough space. A hutch or a dog cage or a dog crate is not enough space. Scout here is in a 4-foot by 6-foot pen. A lot of people use puppy X pens for them, but whatever enclosure you use, it should be at least 4 feet by 4 feet and then at least 32 inches high. You can often get puppy X pens cheap on Amazon or on Facebook Marketplace. Some great things to put in their enclosure are cat tunnels. They're super cheap and rabbits love them. They also love houses. We recommend you have at least 2 places for them to hide. And Scout here has a little castle with 2 levels, and she loves it. It has a little ramp that goes up. She also has her litter box in the corner. We use all natural wood pellets for those, and we put the hay in the litter box because rabbits will eat and poop at the same time. They're big multitaskers. She also has a very large water bowl. So rabbits drink a lot of water. Even though Scout's little, she needs a very big water bowl. She also has lots of fun enrichment. Her hay roller, her little pellet ball that you can hide little treats in. She has a dig box, all kinds of stuffies. Rabbits absolutely love stuffed animals. They'll lay by them and groom them, and Scout loves her stuffies. We are going to talk about a rabbit's diet. Hay is essential. It's at least 80% of their diet. They say a 6-pound rabbit eats about 10 pounds of hay a month. They need a lot of hay. Buy your hay in the large quantities. Oxbow sells it in 9-pound, 25-pound, or 50-pound boxes. Don't buy the small bags at the pet store. It's way too expensive to do it that way, and rabbits go through a lot of hay. Most people keep their hay box really close to the enclosure because you're filling it up every day. Rabbits need a lot of leafy greens. They're primarily herbivores, so they should have things like romaine lettuce, green leafy lettuce, about 1 to 2 cups a day. Rabbits also need food pellets as a part of their diet. There is always a chart on the back of the bag. On average, it's about 1/4 to 1/3 a cup a day. It's a very small part of their diet. Rabbits also love treats, but it should be a very, very small part of their diet. We like Well-Kept Rabbit, fluffy bun confections. You can also do forage mixes. These are really fun to put in snuffle mats. It's a great activity, but it gives them a little treat. And then Oxbow makes a whole line of crunchy treats as well. But these should only be about a teaspoon to a tablespoon a day. It's very easy to overfeed rabbits, so treats should just be a small reward once a day. Besides the crunchy treats, rabbits can also have some fun fruits and veggies, but these should still also be a very small part of their diet. My rabbits love tiny bits of apple, but I do maybe the size of a quarter. They also like things like celery, but a piece, maybe a 1/2 inch. Blueberries, banana. They love carrots, but very small quantities, not whole carrots like Bugs Bunny would eat. We're going to talk about some rabbit anatomy facts. So rabbits have really big ears. They can hear noises up to 2 miles away. So it's important you don't put their enclosure next to your TV or a loud stereo system. And if you're riding with them in the car, make sure you keep the music down or very low. Rabbits also have unique vision. They see in 2D, not 3D. They actually have a blind spot right down the middle of their nose. And they only see in colors of blue and green. So they do gravitate towards those colors if you're out shopping for them. And you have a color option, get blue or green. Rabbits don't have paw pads like a dog or a cat, so they slip and slide. They don't have a lot of traction. So it's super important that they're never housed on constant hard surfaces or wire surfaces. That's bad for their little feetsies. Rabbits also have a very fragile spine. It runs all the way along the hump of their back. They are prone to spinal injuries. Probably the most common is if you're holding them and they get wiggly, don't let them jump from your chest down to the ground. That's much too high and they can easily hurt their spine. Rabbits have 28 teeth in their mouth. They grow about 3 to 5 inches a year. They have 4 very sharp front incisors. They do bite to deglove, which means if they bite, they don't let go. Luckily for us, they're prey animals and they won't bite unless you step on their tail or do something that's harmful to them.
I always find the easiest way to clip nails is with 2 people. Have one person holding the rabbit, firmly supporting their rear end, and the other person can clip. If you're not sure where a rabbit's quicks end, you could do 2 pumps. Pump, pump. If they flinch, oh my goodness, you've hit a quick. Go a little higher to make sure they don't bleed.
It's super important that you cut their nails every 4 to 6 weeks. Our months go by really fast, so I set a reminder on my calendar to make sure it's something that's not missed. If their nails get too long, they can catch them on things like carpet and blankets, and they can rip their toenails out. They can actually break their little toes.
And they have 5 toes on their front feet, 4 on their back. Don't forget those front dew claws. This little guy just came in and boy oh boy, is he in need of a spa day. Let's start by trimming his nails. What I like to do is their depth perception's pretty bad, so we put them on a table that's kind of tall, they won't jump off, and while we're petting them and they're all relaxed, we just start snipping away. So I've got his little paw up, I got my nail clippers, I'll do this foot so you can see it better, and we just grab it and snip. They haven't been cut in so long, so he's gonna feel a lot of relief when it's done. And he's got 5 toes on his front foot, 4 toes on his back. So it's just me doing his nail trims and he won't let me get those back paws. So what can we do? We can hold him like this, we can support his bum kiss, and we can put his little bum on the table. That way his back legs and his spine are fully supported, but you can just get his nails with 1 person. And these really need to be clipped, so I'd like to not wait till 2 people get here. There, oh, you must be feeling so much better, huh? So he hasn't been brushed in a while, which is an issue because rabbits have 4 molting seasons a year. Every 3 months, they have another molting season. So what we like to do is we like to start with these 2 brushes. Sometimes people use a comb, but really what you use depends on the rabbit's fur. You don't know until you try it. Not all brushes work on all bunnies. It's kind of hit or miss. The big thing is you never want to brush or comb a Rex or mini Rex rabbit because the brush will actually ruin their fur plush. So instead, for Rexes, you just kind of pluck them really gently. And for this guy, we're using a cap brush. This is just a plain cap brush I found at home. But if you have a bunny who doesn't like to be brushed, trick them. Why not? Get a little hand glove and be like, oh, I love you so much and I'm petting you and I'm brushing you. And that's the best thing. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Oh my goodness. He is in the middle of a molt right now because look at all of that hair. You could make a little toupee for him out of it.
At Dolly's, we spay and neuter all of our rabbits as soon as they come into the program, but occasionally we get a mother bun in that is too far along and it's too dangerous to get her spayed. Rabbits have a very high chance, especially female rabbits, of getting uterine cancer. About the age of 2, it's about 80 to 90%. So even if you have a single female rabbit, it's super important to get her spayed. Male rabbits also have a really high chance of getting testicular cancer. A rabbit's gestation is about 28 to 30 days. They give birth in about 15 minutes. They'll have the babies all cleaned up and nursed, and then they leave the nest. Mother rabbits usually only nurse once or twice a day for about a minute. They do it very quietly and secretively, and they leave the nest just as a natural instinct to keep predators away. Mother rabbits can have anywhere from 1 to 12 bunnies at a time. They do self-ovulate, so they can get pregnant the day that they give birth. It's super important that you spay and neuter your rabbit. We are going to talk about how to properly pick up a rabbit. And the fun part about being a volunteer to rabbit rescue is sometimes you get peed on, so ignore that. I have a little friend here on the towel, and I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily pick up a rabbit. You want to put your hands underneath their front arms and belly here and scoop them up as quickly as possible and get them up to your chest. It's very important that you support their back legs so you don't hurt their spine. Then when you need to put them down, it's kind of the same. You want to hold them really tight, support them, almost like you're hugging them. Since rabbits are prey animals, they prefer their feet on the ground. being picked up is not their favorite thing. So you want to do it as quickly and smoothly as possible. So to put them down, it's the same process, just in reverse. I put my hand underneath their front paws, support their back, and set them down very gently. Good boy. He says, I've had enough. So rabbits are very clean animals. They will lick their little paws and clean themselves. Never give a rabbit a bath. It's very dangerous. They can actually pass away from the stress, and their fur dries ridiculously slow. Even in the warmer temperatures, they can go into hypothermia because they stay wet for so long. If your rabbit's enclosure has an odor, change their litter box 1 or 2 days sooner. Never put a Glade plug-in, don't burn candles, no smoking, no vaping around the rabbit. They have sensitive respiratory systems. But they are very, very clean animals. They take care of most of their hygiene themselves. It's just important to remember to trim their nails and check their scent glands about every 4 to 6 weeks. Rabbits have 2 pockets on either side of their privates. It should be checked about every 4 to 6 weeks. If they do need cleaning, you can take a damp Q-tip and wipe in their little scent glands to get out any gunk that's developed. Most rabbits will take care of cleaning their scent glands on their own, but it's important that you check to make sure they're staying clean.
In college, I went and I rescued a bunny from butcher, and then I snuck him into my dorm room. And then I started getting calls about dumped bunnies. People thought just because I had a rabbit that I knew a lot about rabbits, and I didn't at the time. So I decided I was gonna learn fast, catch all these bunnies. We started in my mom's basement, and then the last 4 years we've quickly grown, and now we're in a 4,000 square foot storefront.